Hey guys, let's take a look at the city that I had put together, which is what I had called Enterprise City. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure I preserve the city, the look, and in case this ever gets deleted or destroyed, I want to be able to do this. This is based on a map. God, I can't remember what the map name was. Now, I'll have to look that up. But I really like this city. I spent a lot of time tweaking it and playing with it and everything, and I've just been very happy with it. So I want to kind of show off a little bit. This is my central area, also known as Jacobtown. I have the giant train station over here with quite an impressive array of different stops coming into the station. This train station supports quite a few of my different. It actually goes off in every direction of the city, and we have parking and little seating areas outside, and it's situated right on the edge of this beautiful park, which is what I have called Sunset Park. Now all of my city assets are actually based off of all my city areas, with the exception of Sunset Park and Jacobstown, are all based on Star Trek characters. So that's the reason why I've called it Enterprise City. You got my Jacobtown area, which is my big downtown area, which is quite lovely, and the main city freeway runs through this area, and you've got more of the city area here, which is pretty cool. And I've added so many assets into this map. But eventually I had to kind of whittle it down a little bit and kind of put in some of the these different roads and a couple different park areas in here. I really built it in rather not so dense in this area, mainly because I had run into the problem of having too many buildings at one point, and I was like kind of bummed when I found out about that limitation. But that meant the next time I went through, I tried to make sure I didn't overdo it. So, got some tall buildings in this area and everything. Trains. I used a lot of trains in this map. Not a whole lot of other modes of transportation. This is Quark's place. This is a little suburb community of Jacobtown, and you've got quite a few different little areas in here. The next one over is Picard Hills, and this is, again, it has a kind of a thriving mini downtown area. Which is has a subway system and a bus route, and that kind of all comes into this residential area over here, where you've got the kind of this area, and there's a big train station over here. And I've been recently getting into. I am going to turn that triumphant music down a little bit because that's getting obnoxious. Let's just turn that radio down. All right. I'll add my own music in later. The Picard area had been, it really wasn't having a lot of luck with it, so I had started putting in train stations, so the trains, they got the different couple of trains coming in. Now, my original plan was to have a central downtown area with all the different trains heading out in different directions to the different areas of the map. And over time, that seemed to work, but then I started deciding that I wanted to kind of build into my build inner city trains as well. So that way I could have people coming in from the edge of the map, which is where these guys are coming in. Most of my garbage and stuff like that is kind of on the edge of the map. And a lot of these guys, too, a lot of these suburb communities are built out on basically large highway connections. So the next one over here is going to be, I believe, Dax Hills. Yep, Dax Hills, which again has 2 train stations. Kind of a central downtown area here. There's a plane spawn point over here. 2 train stations. One here, which is the intra-city train station, and then the intra-city train station over here. This one has no subways, mostly community, kind of a bedroom community out here. But again, it was kind of the point was to have some smaller communities that were kind of outside the area, and you'd have some trains that would take you into different areas and things like that. So that was kind of the point with that one. Let's do a little bit of this. Oh, that's really cool. The glitchy ass planes at the edge of the map. Lots and lots of garbage trucks. So many garbage trucks. Police cars. Yeah. Garbage trucks and police trucks. Beautiful Central City train station. I do like that train station a lot. That's one that I've been very happy with, and I'll probably continue to use. I also expanded quite a bit with trying to do some of these larger roads with multi-lane roads and trams. A couple areas I did that. A lot of suburbs and lots and lots of density with this map. I will show some more of my construction zone in a moment here. All right, enough of that for right now. So Dax Hills was quite a bit of fun, even though it's a lot of little slutty buildings out here. This one was kind of edge of the map. This particular map I did a lot of editing on to try to get it in a form that I wanted. I also wanted more trees. This is Riker Lake, I think I did. This one it's called? Yep, Riker Lake. Big lake area up here. Some kind of smaller bedroom community. The lake area is water source, and it has the residential areas over here. And then there was some there was across the lake. There was quite a bit of little housing communities out here, kind of all built on the side of the hill, which are pretty. And so I had a lot of fun with that. That was kind of fun to build all that out. But I tried to build, into the mountain as opposed to, and I did flatten some of this out, flattened a lot of it out because I don't like building on sides of hills and things like that. I also put a ton of the water treatment up here for some reason. So, you got another community up here, which was pretty fun. I really liked some of these trees. I actually really like these redwood trees that the map was using and stuff. Next area I've gone over here is Kirk Hollow, which is right on the edge of O'Brien's Flats. Kirk Hollows is a very small little community. Total population here is 7,000, not a whole lot. But it's right along the kind of the edge of the map, right where the freeway, the original freeway came in. So there is a train line that goes out this way. There's a bigger train line that goes up the hill to O'Brien Flats along this road. O'Brien Flats is O'Brien Flats is again kind of a bigger, taller area, and then down in this area over here you've got your residential and your commercial areas. So again, trying to get more of that look in there. So, but I definitely like this area. I flattened a lot of this out. I mean, this was all hilly, mountainous area and stuff, and really did that. Trist Bluff is, again, it's kind of another larger zoned residential area, commercial area. I added another airport up here because there was so much activity at the other airport. There's a subway that runs in through here and everything. And then there's to Paul's Katra, which is over here, this was a kind of a test of the building themes, because I was playing around with the building themes to try to see if I could get a certain look for the neighborhood. I wanted kind of this rustic, kind of old school California or craftsman style look to it. So I built a theme and basically just put in those particular types of buildings, and it worked actually really well. So a lot of the buildings you see in this area are very craftsman style, or kind of old 1950s, 1960s, or probably like 20s, 30s, and 40s houses out there. Some of them are very nicely themed. I really like this area. And then that Paul's Katra area kind of spilled over when I found out that it worked. We also got the this big area. We got this big, the big bridge is going over here, which is also pretty cool. I like that this particular road will actually build these suspension bridges automatically for you over areas, which is pretty cool. Bike lanes. Try to make the things as bikeable as possible, walkable as possible. Not 100% sure I got that down, but I did build a lot of train lines. Try to take as much traffic off as possible. Troy's Haven, pretty much just residential area. Nothing too much to write home about, honestly. The last area, this is like one of the last areas I just did, which was the industrial complex. So you've got the farming area, the drilling area, the logging site, all the different factories and stuff, which are actually all doing really, really well. I've had kind of mixed results when it came to building out for these factories, custom factories. They a lot of times just didn't have enough assets or enough products to do things with, and so this time around, it seems like I hit the sweet spot with this one. I really like the look of this industrial area because it's not. The first time I did it was very like linear, like everything kind of went down. These areas are kind of compact, but they definitely lend themselves into looking right. So you've got, like, for example, the farm area here, and then there's the farm area, which is used in the clothing factory. Two or three of these products are here, and then you got the plastics area here, which has lends into that. So it actually worked out really well, and I was able to build some train lines in here as well as an airport, so they can kind of keep themselves contained, bottled up in this area. And then again, another one of these 3-lane freeways going in each direction, heading down here. I'm going to save this area for last because it's actually one of my favorite areas. Next, I got Curaville, which is named after Kira Nerys. Again, got the train station and everything coming in here, which I extended out to a new international airport. Got some parking and everything. Again, it's kind of a big metropolitan area with lots of tall buildings built up over time, which is nice. And then this area kind of it drives out here to the international airport, which I have coming out here. Got some traffic. Got a couple hotels out here, which don't have enough people to work at them. Apparently, they don't know how to drive. Train station out here for transportation, which is great. And the airport was doing, well, it's not doing anyone right now. Was doing pretty good earlier. The sun's starting to go down here. Let's see here. Watch the city change here. Watch the sun going down on the city. So yeah, what I did was I actually did all the map alterations, kind of built out the areas I was going to plop into. Curaville, Argyle's Woods, O'Brien Flats, Trits Bluff, Troy's Haven, Kirk Hollows, Picard Hills, Jacobtown, Lafarge Heights, all those areas that kind of built into them, or I kind of built the map the way I wanted it to flatten it out, kind of got everything situated, and I kind of built out the train lines where I was going to kind of take them, and then as kind of things went along, as kind of did it that way. So the next area over here is this is Argyle's Woods. This was actually like one of the first areas that I actually built. And it's obviously done pretty well. It's got we got 2 train stations here. This is the one that comes in from out of the city, and this is the one that goes into this, that stays within the map. So yeah, I definitely did a lot of this one. I was tweaking this one, kind of the last ones that I did. Because I was kind of trying to get the map, trying to get the train stations to line up the way I wanted them. But this particular one it's not quite as walkable, I don't think, as some of the earlier areas, some of the other areas. So Curaville has like elevated walking platforms that pretty much go from one end of the city all the way to the other. So theoretically, you wouldn't have to, you could ride your bike and stuff like that. Oh, some of the lights in the city are coming on. Oops, let's do this. Oops. Why are you so obsessed with like showing the planes on the edge of the map? Cow car spazzing out down there. So many cop cars. So yeah, Curaville was very similar to Argyle Hills, but like I said, I built in like these walkways for people to be able to get around, and they actually used them quite a bit, which is actually pretty cool. So like if you come down here, you look here, you can actually see people using them quite a bit, and which is kind of great. I kind of love that. And it's a pedestrian and bike. So I wish it was more pedestrian than bike, but it is. It works in both cases. So it's, so far it's been pretty cool. You know, people use it quite a bit, and I don't know. Traffic with this map has not been so crazy, and I don't know if it's because of all the walkability in it. I don't know, but it really has made a huge difference as far as that goes. So. But again, you know, lots of green space in between things and everything. Another area I did was Archer's Island, which is this kind of like little jutted out area. This one was really just kind of more just like a grid that I blew in there. Not as particularly happy with this one, but you know, it turned out okay. Really, it's just kind of a stepping off point to the island over here, which is this was kind of fun to do. Again, the island here has got quite a nice little community. You got the train line coming in. Again, more walkability here, water fountains, orange trees, that kind of stuff like that. Very kind of pretty up here. And yeah, so a lot of really tall buildings. Blah blah blah. One of the last areas that I did, besides the construction of the industrial zone, was this park area, which this is Garrett Gardens, which comes down here, which is part of Torres Hills. So you got the boats coming in here. You got the connection from Archer Island to the Jacobstown Island to the Torres Hill, and you got this whole kind of pretty garden area. I try to keep as much of the trees intact as possible, and then that kind of expands out into this area, which again is, got some train lines coming in here. There is of course the suspension bridge that was built as part of the map itself. And so yeah, the last area I guess would be Lake Janeway, which is this area over here, which was kind of a natural lake that was up here, and I kind of expanded it out a little bit. Again, nothing real special about this area, just that it's got some green space, lots of little residential area, and a little bit more residential commercial area over here. Got the commercial town over here. Try to keep it again as walkable as possible. You can see that there are walking paths that connect to all the different areas. These ones are not elevated like they were before, but would allow pretty much anyone to get from side to side. You can take the suspension bridge over here and walk from there to there if you need to. Yeah, sun's starting to go back down. Let's go over here. Oh, so pretty. Let's follow this truck for a few. The frame rate's freaking out. The suspension bridge was actually part of the original map, which I really liked. So, kept that in there. Built around that. So many cop cars. It's crazy. Ambulances. I've literally seen cop cars and ambulances go from one end of the map all the way to the other end of the map to get to someone. And I'm like, I have hospitals and police cars everywhere on this map. And it's just surprises me that they drive one end of the map to the other to get someone. Like, don't they have police and emergency services nearby? Like, apparently not. So. It's probably like 90% of my traffic. Donut trucks, cop cars, and ambulances. Garbage truck, ambulance, or a police car. Pretty much what most of the traffic seems to be. There's really cool building assets in this game. Very, very, very happy with it. Like I said, it's one that I really enjoy doing this map. This is the last area that I'm going to show, which I'll go into more detail in a minute. Is this train station area, and it's probably been one of my favorite areas that I've actually had the pleasure to build. Oh, that dropped down. Suburbia. So let's go take a look at that last area. So the last area that I one of my favorite areas that I've been building on is this area right here, which is the airport. It's my transportation hub. Is what I've been kind of thinking of it as. So you got the airport here. You got the inner train station. You got two train stations that connect. These guys carry a lot of traffic, and the airport, it's great because you can watch people come out of the airport after the planes land, and they will then take this platform here, and they will walk all the way over here. You can see this little crowd, right? And you'll see these people take this train or take this platform out here, and they will end up at the train station. So let's follow one of them. And they will end up at we've got the old people parade here. And they will walk themselves all the way over to the train station and then get on one of the trains. It's been amazing to watch. And there's so many people coming through here at any one time. So it's been really, really satisfying. This is actually, like I said, it's probably the most satisfying area of the game because it was so active. And you could just watch all the people moving around and coming down here. So they would come across, some of these guys are going to the second train station, some of them are going to the first train station. But they're basically all heading, they're all coming into town from one way or another. And I tried building a metro station here as well, and this metro station never had any traffic in it. It was super weird because they preferred the train over the metro. And the metro would take them downtown. It just never quite took off the way I was hoping it would. But the trains did really, really well here. And this is not too far away from the downtown area, but like these trains would come out here and they'd come down this area, and this is Lafarge Heights, which I've got quite a bit of. There's some nice tall buildings here and everything, but and there's a residential area over here. But they were basically like they would kind of avoid taking the metro. It was super weird. So cargo trains coming in here again. This area to me was like this giant transportation hub, and I had lots of planes coming in. I know the planes are like coming in right in the line of the buildings, but when I built the airport originally, the planes were not. They were not. These buildings were not so tall there, and so it's just I just kind of let it go. So, but again, you've got kind of this. I built in some park area, get another little train station. I kind of extended the train station in here so that way people could come in. But they would, come in here, walk around. Again, I had kind of like a floating, ramp area so they could walk from place to place, as opposed to, having to drive. It's been really fun. I built this industrial area just to see if I could get, some of the complaints about, not enough food or stuff, kind of calm down for them. So, yeah. Do a little bit more of this. towering inferno. Just go away. Oh. take a train in. So it should be heading towards the main train station. These platforms very much remind me of the BART. So cool. See, we got train lights in front. Well, these train tracks are super dark. I'm surprised. This should be heading to the main Jacobstown Central Station. You can see the city off in the distance. Lights. So pretty. Cop car again. Telling my Sims live in a police state. It's very large residential buildings. Coming over the freeway. Oh, that's a glitch. That's a glitch. Coming into the main train station. Splits off into two lines. Come into the station here. And this station is actually based on a German station in Berlin. So many people. Look at this. It's crazy. So cool. We'll drop people off, pick people up. Such an amazing station there. Yep. Well, that is my Enterprise City. Very happy with it. So it's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. There's still things I could have done better, done differently. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. I like it a lot. So we'll try again. Try another map. See how that comes out. Picard Hills. And see what else I can come up with. So but I mainly wanted to do a quick recording of this to kind of maintain the city, kind of keep it for posterity, so I can kind of see what I built. And because a lot of times what I found is that once I start tinkering with the game, it tends to break these other cities, so which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So and that's what I got for now. So Riker Lake. All right, that's it for now. Signing off.